Я специально приехал в небольшой итальянский город Ceggia, в ресторан Gianni, чтобы показать вам, как делают настоящую итальянскую пиццу. Здесь, в сердце Венето, пиццу делают по всем правилам итальянской традиции, от живого теста до печи. Это не просто еда, это часть культуры, это настоящая итальянская пицца. Поехали!
Oh, we are in Italian restaurant, yes. What's the name of this restaurant?
Ristorante da Gianni, which is the name of my father, who has died 2 years ago. Now I am the keeper of this restaurant, and we will show you how usually we make a pizza margherita, which is the most popular pizza not only in Italy but in the world. It was born in the late 1870s for the visit of Queen Margherita of Savoy to Naples, since Italy was just united together, and that was an homage of Naples towards the new queen. And it is very simple because they use pasta, which is prepared beforehand with a mixture of flours, generally 2 or 3, and semola and other ingredients, and it is left minimum 2 days reposing and to become bigger up to that dimension. Now the pizza maker Costantino will show you how to make. It is quite simple. You must be careful in enlarging the bases of the pizza with the use of very little semola or flour if you want. And then the pizza margherita is really simple because it has a good quantity of pizza of tomato sauce upside and mozzarella. That is generally the basis for all the other pizza. Naturally, pizzas could be also white, that is without tomato sauce, and red, that is without mozzarella. But generally, all the ingredients which are put upon the margherita basis, or before putting it into the oven, or after. For example, there are certain ingredients which are not very good at eating if they are cooked in the oven up to 300 degrees Celsius. For example, this, which is really famous in Italy, which is rucola. If cooked at such a high level, 300 degrees Celsius, it remains extremely sour, and so the result is distasteful for the eater. And so that kind of ingredient must be put at the end. Whilst all the salami, with a few exceptions, that is to say, so you see, it is very important that the sauce must be uniform, but a little prevalence on the border. This makes the border not to be extremely damaged and become black while it is going to. And also the mozzarella must be put uniformly. Generally, this with a touch of oregano is the basis of the pizza, and generally also with the 2 basilico leaves at the end. This is the basis pizza, the most famous not only in Italy but in the world. Then generally in Italy all the ingredients are put on that basis. I repeat, salami, cheeses, etc. are put before entering it into the oven, whilst all the others, for example certain vegetables, etc., are put after, because prolonged cooking could be ruins the taste of the ingredient itself, so it is not good.
And how long pizza on this?
Now this
10 minutes?
They know in 2 minutes and a half at 300 degrees Celsius, and you must be assured of the fact that the oven must be uniformly hot at the same degree, because otherwise the cooking will not be successful.
This is temperature, yes?
Okay.
And this how many minutes left? Okay, yeah, okay, good.
A timer. This is
Yeah. Timer, yes.
3 minutes. Regolazione sul gas.
It's gas, yeah? Yes. Gas, yeah.
Sì.
Okay.
This is generally the most common way to take away a pizza. It is very important that it has some characteristic that to make too long travel towards the home it is destined, because generally even if this is of good quality, it can be, how can we say, a little boiled pizza. So those ones are made to be open, because in that way vapor will go out and the boiling is reduced, even if not totally kept away. This is generally very simple. Put a leaf of basilico, just one leaf. So these little leaves of basilico are put so if one wants to taste the savor of basilico. Otherwise, there is just one put here decoratively if one does not need the savor of basilico, just for beautiness.
What is most popular pizza in Italy?
This one is the most popular naturally.
Margherita.
Then there are many others popular. We can say there are pizzas which has been developed many years ago and were the basis of the pizza making in the 60s, 70s, 80s, which is diavola with salamino picante, pepper salamino. There is with ham, there is with vegetables, there is with gamberetti and mushrooms, which is called natural marimonti, and there is 10-15 kinds of pizza which are widespread in all Italy, and they are the common basis of a pizza menu. Then every pizzeria proposes a very large choice of tastes which are proper of that pizzeria or of that geographical zones, based on the more famous vegetables, for example, or salami of that zone, just to say. And so those pizza are generally gourmet pizza with a higher cost than the normal ones. The normal ones, like diavola, like a ham pizza, that are widespread everywhere and are the basis and the less expensive. After margherita, which is the less expensive, the least expensive of them all. And then the others are gourmet, and there are particular tastes, particular cheeses, particular vegetables, and so they are mixed also with a certain research in manifold ways, and they cost even 30-40% more.
What do you know about history of pizza?
I know that it was allora, pizza is a Longobardi name. The Longobards invaded Italy from eastern Italy, and they invaded all Italy with the exception of Sicily and the extreme south of Puglia. So they widespread a certain sort of bakery in all Italy, but we know not much of what they made. We know that the name of pizza is their own, but generally it did not indicate this kind of dish. It did indicate bread cooked in the oven. This was, someone says that they put some ingredients upside, but there is no certainty. Certainly in southern Italy there are many zones, above all in the Apennines of southern Italy, in which the Longobardi traditions were kept, so also the name were kept, and were used to indicate this. In Naples, for example, it was also developed the fried pizza. So generally you take the pizza, you close them like a calzone, you put in the boiling oil at a certain very precise degree, and you make it in that way. Nowadays it is used in certain areas of Neapolitan region, Campania. It is really strong because the oil emphasizes the taste. It is also greasy in a way, even if they are very good at pushing the oil, so not making it too excessive with the oil itself, let us say so. But nowadays it is not. For example, at the epoch of Queen Margherita, it was diffused, widespread as this one. This one was rendered famous, first of all, because it became popular in Naples, because the Queen was very famous and spread it all around Italy, because many immigrants, above all from Naples, but also from other regions, just in those decades went above all to America, and so they spread this new, and it has been an enduring success from the late 19th century onwards. Today, now naturally, in America they make a different pasta with a different consistency, different, how can I say, I do not remember the English word for thickness.
Yes.
Yes, there are also other countries who make it large use of surgelated pizza, for example, to keep in the freezer in the supermarkets and so on. Certain are full, certain are quite good, we can say. Generally in Italy it is the best way, also because the diffusion of pizzerias is quite capillary in Italy, and so it is not very difficult to take pizza from the pizzeria to your home. If you have naturally to make 10 kilometers, the product will be partially ruined by the boiling hot inside, for example, and but it is not the case of Italy. In the mean, pizzerias are present even in very little villages, even much more little than Ceggia, just to say.
And is possible to make pizza at home?
Yes, it is possible. It is basically the same thing of making it. Naturally, here we have a machine for make the pasta, but the recipe, if you want to make pasta, is just the self-same. It is just the self-same. The problem is that if you make at home, you must control very first time you make pizza, you must control very careful the how can you say
ingredients,
the leaven levitation, leavening of the pizza, which is not the most simple thing to do if you make the first or second time. It is also important to say that whilst you are at home, naturally you have not a professional oven generally. So the oven you have in the kitchen are good enough, but you have not the possibility, which has a pizza maker here, to make the pizza twist and rotate inside. There are two, we say pala, that are that long poles with like a plate. No, they are not there, excuse me. With a plate, you can take whilst cooking the pizza inside, take it up just a few centimeters and make it rotate. This gives a uniformity of cooking all around. And also the fact that the professional oven has like an interior dome gives if it is not just open since a few minutes, the uniformity of the hotness. It is not perfectly uniform, but it is quietly uniform. So you can leave it, just shake it with the pala 2 or 3 times, or even 1 time, just to say you are sure it is cooked in all the surface of the same way. This factor in the oven at home is not possible generally. Certainly you can, if you calculate exactly the tempi, you can just 1 time to make rotate the pizza. But it is difficult because generally ovens at home are little, and it is also particular because if you have the door of the oven coming back, so you will make, being the oven little, a great change of temperature when you open it, and so you risk to alterate the cooking. Whilst if I open that just for making 1 twist, the temperature inside, being the oven great and profound, does not change where the pizza is, even if there are 8 pizzas altogether inside. They are not changing, but naturally you can try at home and you can have also good results.
And what is more popular, pizza or pasta?
They are both so very popular. Naturally, Italy, you know spaghetti al pomodoro and you know pizza margherita are the
Too big famous.
the 2 spot dishes in Italy. They put the spaghetti. The Germans put the spaghetti with a gunshot to indicate the mafia in a famous cover of a famous German newspaper in the magazine in the 1980s, because there was a great mafia assault in Sicily. They put 1 spaghetti pasta and 1 gunshot upside, so it is a sort of even of a caricature of Italy. Also pizza, you are a pizza, it is called you are boring, because the Neapolitan workers used to eat at midday pizza every day because they found it near the workplaces. They were let just a few minutes to go out. They found it already and they eat. So you are pizza, you are a boring man, you are a boring person. You are all the same. You are not new in every way. This is a way of saying in Italy, but they are deeply loved inside, and there is a deep culture about producing tomato sauce, about southern Italy, but also Emilia Romagna. There is a great agricultural culture from that point of view.
And what mean pizzeria for local community? Because now it's about 10 evening and people come into a restaurant, to cafe, to pizzeria, and for them it's just place for communication.
Yes, it is. Here it is a really strange place since we are close to the sea. And so people generally is local in winter or in or at Easter will be completely full. Nowadays probably there's much more people at the sea, so it is just because we are 20 kilometers from the sea. And it is also the first weekend of a very hot weather in Italy, because we have more than the first weekend with more than 30 degrees Celsius. Generally in winter it is very animated. It has not a great social question, because naturally if you eat more particular dishes from the zones, for example in this area certain particular dishes of fish taking in our seas or even in our rivers, or for example certain particular preparation of pork, they are much loved and they create much more identity than pizza spaghetti. Pizza spaghetti is completely known from Bozen to the extreme south of Sicily, so they are not giving an identity. If, for example, you do not make a soiree with pizzas with a certain local ingredients, certain particular ingredients which are local, and so pizza is generally adjuncted to the can I say the serrata soiree of asparago, which is a product of this area, but also of other areas in Italy, very tasteful. Generally it is ready for Easter or for April in generally. You can make also pizza, also the internal filling of many cooked meat, or even you can use for first dishes of pasta, ravioli and so on. For example, if you make a feast of asparago, you will present pizza and all that, but the identity itself is not created around the pizza, it is created around asparago, which can be put upon pizza also. So pizza is so common in Italy that it is
And in traditional restaurant like you in Pizzeria, you have in menu only pizza or just another salad?
we have
Many ingredients.
many things which generally are linked to the sea culture of Caule and also the seaside, which are close to us. And and then it is a really strange time, because people has not many money and people is impulsive at eating. So you must present very simple but effective dishes. It is difficult to present complicated innovation if they have a great cultural and how can I say, interesting value, because generally people is very fast of eating. Babylonian people, they are going to stay many time without so I see, even when there are important meetings like marriages or like other feasts, they will not stay down for more than half an hour. They must go out, take a cigarette or take a little shot of drinks, and then they come back. So you cannot prepare very particular things to be appreciated for a long time, for a long degustation, because people has lost this kind of culture, and many restaurants in many important cities like Venice, Padua, Treviso has gone bad because they prepare this kind of very interesting, very complicated, let us say, menu, even if made with our products, but they were too long, because you free for dishes in order to explore all the characteristics of one particular ingredient. So in the latest years there has been a great success of Radicchio di Treviso, which is a vegetable coming out in late October, at the beginning of November, and it has a good because you can make pizza, pasta, and all the combinations, and the combination with many cheeses, salumi are possible. So it is really appreciated, but it is the particularly refined things which can go even with can go along even with the popular cuisine, whereas other things which are extremely good but restricted to an upper level cuisine generally must be presented with care, with preparation, and generally even rich people has no time to stay 3 hours, 4 hours. They annoy themselves, and so it is not so easy to present them like it was 20 or 30 years ago.
Thank you.